Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pit Stop with Team Truck Stop Love. I'm Mikey Zero, and conveniently joining me this week is my girlfriend, Rochelle.
Hey.
Welcome back, Rochelle.
Sorry I was gone last week. We had a family emergency, but I'm back here today and ready to talk about the Amazing Race.
Yeah, the Amazing Race. That's what we talk about on this podcast on the Block Network. Subscribe to On the Block Network. There's a button below that you can click to subscribe. You can watch our podcast. You can watch Survivor with All the Fixins with Max Dawson and On the Block with Spencer and McRae from Big Brother 15. Tonight we are going over, recapping leg number 8 of the Amazing Race from Krakow, Poland. My home territory of Poland.
Polish.
I'm a Polish guy, so...
We watched this episode with Mikey's parents tonight, his mom is also very Polish.
My dad's actually Polish. My mom is not Polish at all.
Oh, your mom looks Polish. Your dad doesn't. All right.
The Polish side of me comes from my dad.
I assume your mom. Excuse me.
Good thing that wasn't a challenge on the race. Let's go through family heritage.
All right. Well, we start off this episode. The green team starts off, and I think they left at about 10:10 in the morning.
They were far ahead.
We had to say goodbye to Shack Attack last week, and the green team just is dominating
strong,
yeah.
And they get to go on the Travelocity app, which was pretty exciting. They got to use the phone, not for a selfie, but they got to use it for booking plane tickets to Poland. That's something we didn't really get to do. We didn't get to use an app. The only thing we got to use our phones for on our season was for selfies. So they use the Travelocity app.
And taking pictures. It was your tweet that you scheduled.
Magical tweet.
Yeah.
So they're going to Krakow, Poland. They use the Travelocity app to book their flights. The green team ahead of everyone yet again. And I believe they're the only team on the first flight. The only person. Only team.
Yeah.
And they showed everybody getting the Travelocity sponsorship in there with everybody had their phones out in front of them, and they were showing how easy and convenient the Travelocity app was to use.
And we were talking before we start recapping this episode. We were talking about what the hell happened to the Ford sponsorship.
Yes, and I fully believe that the reason that Ford is no longer sponsoring the Amazing Race is because I ruined all the transmissions in the Ford stick shifts. They're the only team on the first flight. That's going to be fantastic for the...
Keep going.
That's going to be great. That everybody's... If you have the chat up?
I just put the chat up. That's why I distracted us.
Okay. So if anybody's hearing repeating sounds of me talking over myself now... Let us know so we can restart this.
No, I muted it. I got it. I just wanted to be able to see the chat. We have Maggie and Angelica in the chat room tonight.
Hello.
But back on this Ford sponsorship, I think it's bullshit that they don't have to drive this season.
You're welcome. Season 27.
Yeah, the whole cast can thank Mikey for that. That was probably our biggest challenge in the race, and the fact that that's gone this season is kind of disappointing to me.
It is. It was a huge challenge for us. But on the same token, I have to play the devil's advocate, and what ultimately eliminated us from the race was a little bit of bad cab driving. So, say we hadn't driven ourselves in Munich, or we haven't driven ourselves in Monaco, and we got a bad cab driver, and they eliminated us then. Who knows? It's the Amazing Race, and anything can happen. But I wish, when we were in Germany especially, that we didn't have to drive. But I ruined all the stick shifts. I ruined the Ford sponsorships. I'm sorry, Amazing Race. I'm sorry, CBS. I'm sorry, Ford. And you're welcome, Season 27 racers.
Moving on. They arrive at Krakow, Poland, and they have to dive in a pool to get the clue. Would you have dove? Oh, I think no.
It wouldn't have mattered. It would have been. I mean, it was an
Less
easy
than swim.
an easy way to get a clue. Just jump into the pool, grab it. And then the first thing they had to do from that clue was the detour, which was mine or music. Mine, they had to go 10,000 feet, deliver timber, and then fill a minecart with salt and push it all the way back down. And that mine looked pretty long. That was
and not to mention, was it not only 1,000 feet underground, but it was 700 years old.
Well, that would have been kind of scary. That thing would have collapsed. Then the other side of the detour was music, and this one was Phil had to explain it for like 10 minutes. You get a lesson from a violinist on a piano, and then cart a piano to a place you can play said piano, and then
solicit money.
Yeah, solicit money
for money, and
then you get your next clue. On this side of the detour, I think we would have done better on music, but I don't know if we would have read that clue. It would have seemed really confusing.
I would have definitely chose music. I took piano lessons as a child. I've learned how to teach myself how to learn songs from just trying to listen to it. I think we would have done well at that. I think I would have been playing piano, and I think you would have been soliciting money.
Oh, I would have grabbed all the money.
America's sweetheart.
Soliciting money. You can't say no to me. I'm like the sweetest guy ever, and just give me $1 or
teddy bear.
Just a little bit. And so yeah, but I mean the mine side of the detour looked grueling. It looked crazy. They were just like Justin said. The salt in there just takes everything out of you. You're sweating and you're down in a mine, and it's just draining everything out of you. And I believe on Facebook he posted that it may have been one of the most grueling tasks he's ever seen on the entire Amazing Race, and he's watched every season 3 times.
I didn't see it from watching, so I could have said a lot of tasks like ours would have appeared that way as well. I think, though, at this point in the race, I think they're on leg 8?
Yes.
Leg 8. There's only so many physical challenges you can attempt. Your body's tired, your mind's tired. I think unless you're a very physical team, it's probably in your best interest, because you're so worn down at this point, to go for something a little bit less physical.
Yeah, and that was very, very physical. The green team in and out first out of the mine side of the detour. Do you have who did each?
Yeah,
detour?
So the green team chose the mines, like we were just talking about. Team Texas did the mines as well, which I think was a great choice for them because they're very athletic. The cheerleaders did music. Team Alabama did music. And the paparazzi did the mines. And the reporters chose the music.
All right. Angelica said in the chat, I'm waiting for them to drive. It usually is funny to see them trying. I hope that's not a little jab at me, Angelica.
It was very funny to watch you try to drive, but honestly, it's like I almost want to start crying when I think about the fact that they're probably not going to have to drive at all this season. And it makes it so much more difficult when you're navigating that car. You know, you're not relying on someone to take you wherever you need to go. I really think it's a very down point of this season.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, though, on the same token, it could save them that they're in. I mean, it didn't help us when we were in the United States of America and the cab drivers didn't know where they were going.
All the cabs on the race, we got like one bad one, but we had some awesome cab drivers that like got us everywhere where we needed to go. Like if we were driving in those points, we probably would have been eliminated a lot faster.
Yes, but
in Thailand, can you imagine in Thailand?
That would have been awful. That would have been terrible.
And we got
I'm devil's advocate, though, that it only takes one bad cab driver to send you home as well.
Yeah, and we got our one bad cab driver. But, I mean, it's not going to happen every time. We got a little glimpse of Team Texas. Kind of has crush on the beautiful cheerleaders in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
I think they would make a good double date.
There's no date nights on this season of The Amazing Race, so it wouldn't fit very well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could they
bring the double date night into play, Team Texas and the cheerleaders, and they'll maybe spark something.
So where were we?
After the detour, the
Team Texas got lost for a little bit after the detour. And I guess the next task we are on is when they go to the restaurant.
Well, first they had to go to the Oscar Schindler Museum to get their next
yes.
clue, which was showing a little bit of the history. It was reminiscent of our season when we went to the Buddhist temple.
Yeah.
Where it just kind of shows a little bit of the culture, a more sensitive side of the culture. Tugs at the heartstrings a little bit, which they definitely wanted to exploit on this episode, and they made sure everybody got the tears out in the Oscar Schindler Museum. And once they walked through, learned a little bit of the history, they proceeded to the Jewish Quarter, where they had to do the roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
And the roadblock was serve it up, which they had to do. They had to memorize. How many was it? I didn't write down.
I didn't write how many down. It was a big ass tray full of dishes that they had to know which dish name was to which dish. And if you're not familiar with Polish food, it would probably have been
Jewish
really hard.
food, Polish Jewish food. It was like a double whammy. There was a lot going on. There was like smelling. This one smells like fish, so it must be fish, and this one meant potato noodle and whatever. So
a lot of teams though caught on right away. Like the first teams out, they all went right to somebody. Let me see your cell phone, or look at this menu. Tell me what this is. The last few teams didn't do that right away, and it proved to be a problem because they were the only few teams that had to go back and try again. We saw the cheerleaders with her arms were about to fall off.
Her arms were literally going to fall off because of the tray. But we also seen the green team in and out.
They're just kicking butt.
They're awesome. And I guess it proves like the race, it's physical, it's mental, it's strategy. And by watching every season and being super fans, like it's carrying them through. I don't even want to say carrying. It's sending them straight through the amazing race, getting first place after first place finishes.
I know, but
in and out of challenges, great travel techniques. After you get first place,
you get advantage. Like once you get first place, unless you're having a bunch of equalizers, which they've had a few.
They've had some, and they've still overcome.
I know.
They're a great team. They know. I think one of their greatest strengths is knowing just how to travel. Like, and I don't know if this is because they're well traveled or if it's just because because they're super fans. I don't know what it is, but they had the feud with Team Texas where it was first second, and now Team Texas is towards the back, and the green team is just excelling. And I personally think it's the super fan aspect of the whole amazing race, where if there's something you love and there's something you're passionate about, you're going to excel and you're going to do amazing at it. And I'm going to go.
We have a fan here though that is kind of disagreeing with you. She says, usually I root for super fans, but Justin, all caps, really annoys me. Such unnecessary arrogance.
I mean, yeah, he has shown signs.
I think sometimes his arrogance, or what people are perceiving as arrogance, is just him having fun. Like, I feel like he's having, I don't know, he's joking around. I think a lot of times his jokes are mistaken. I mean, I don't really have a favorite team this season. I think they're all great. But I do see how he rubs people the wrong way. Not saying I dislike him or anything, but I do think we should not discredit them for their skill.
Well, no, I think confidence can be mistaken as cockiness at some points.
I'd be freaking confident too, though. If I was winning, like if we were in the position that they were in the race, everyone would probably hated us too.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to.
And
I mean, you can't just sit there and just be like, "Oh, great, we're doing great at the race. This is awesome." Like, you're excited about it, and you want to let the camera know, and I'm sure everybody's asking.
At the same time, I guarantee you, all the producers and all the cameras are like, how are you feeling about this win? Da 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 da. They're fishing for you to say things. So
they don't do that.
Anyways, the list had 7 items.
7 items.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was either 7 or 10, but I didn't want to throw anything out there. And
yeah, the news broadcasters or news reporters, they got 2nd place. Lucky for the pink team, before they got to the restaurant, a woman gave them all the rest of the money.
yeah, they were on the music side of the detour.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just like, here, I'll give you this money if you stop playing.
Yeah.
If you stop playing, here you go. Just get out of here. Go where you need to go. And but yeah, they got out of there.
I felt bad for the cheerleaders though.
Well, they were like, I really like the cheerleaders, but they were really kind of, I'll give you a kiss if you give me money. That's I don't know. I wouldn't have went that route, but I guess it worked for them. I mean, they ended up going to the roadblock. Ultimately, it was Team Texas and the cheerleaders were the final 2 at the roadblock. They decided to work together, which was very odd. Knowing they were in the back of the pack, I don't know if they knew they were the final 2, but they decided to work together. Or they probably
didn't know the map was right there either. Like, I think if they would have been aware that the map was literally right next to the challenge, and once they completed it, they would have had to just race upstairs. I think maybe, I don't know, but in my mind I would assume that they wouldn't have worked together.
Yes. I don't know. What is it? Adrian says they laugh, they cry, they're great television. I just think he wears his emotions on the sleeves. I respect that. That's true. That's true. I mean, the race can definitely bring out all the emotions.
And I mean, the majority of people hate emotions. Every time I cried on TV, I got shit for it. So, and we have another person says it's just tough for me only because it's making the race predictable. Like other seasons, I have had teams win a lot of legs without much competition. And we were just talking about that earlier as well. Our season, I feel. Although everyone hated the blind dating twist, like, how many teams got a first place finish in our season?
Pretty much everyone. Almost everyone got a first place finish in our season.
Yeah, Jeff and Jackie, I don't think
Jeff and Jackie, Jeff and Lida,
Team Alabama,
and Team Alabama,
Tuscany,
and John and Harley.
Yeah, only 4 teams didn't get a first place finish in our season, but it did leave the race very unpredictable. Right now, I think we all are assuming Justin and Diana are going to win.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're going to win, but it's the Amazing Race, and one little mistake, even if it's not on your behalf, can cost you your entire race. You can be leaps and bounds ahead of every other team, but you could get a flat tire, you could get a bad cab driver.
We haven't seen a lot of that, though, and I feel like it's because they haven't had to drive.
Who knows? Bad cab driver doesn't mean you have to drive.
Most of the problems, like, all right, in our season, the Olympians got a flat tire. Didn't make it.
Mm-hmm. We got a bad cab driver, didn't make it. Justin and Diana could get a bad cab driver.
I don't know.
Anything can happen on the Amazing Race. Anything. Absolutely anything. And they could be eliminated the next leg. They could be in the lead, or they could go to a detour and just seem to struggle with it. And everybody could just pump it out. You never know on the Amazing Race. But the way the standings are going and how amazing they have raced, I am going out on a limb, and I'm going to say that my official pick is that Justin and Diana win.
I mean,
the Amazing Race
bet
27.
money on it. Yes, but moving forward, let's just move forward to the finishing teams, because I'm kind of upset about the finale tonight again.
Not the finale. We're not there yet.
The finale of this episode is what I'm saying. So we had the reporter's place. Who came after? Paparazzi?
I got the whole list right here. We had for the green team, obviously, in first.
Team Alabama.
The reporters, Team Alabama, the paparazzi, and then the cheerleaders and Team Texas, neck and neck, working together. And they arrived at the mat maybe within like 5 seconds of each other. The cheerleaders first, Team Texas last, but not elimination. Jessica from Rob Has a Podcast had a really good tweet where she said that is this the season where you only get eliminated every other week? And that's pretty much what it's been with two to be continued, the non-elimination. I mean, we are 8 legs into this race, and there has pretty much been 3 legs that have been non-elimination, which is absurd. That's
okay, so we have how many?
We have
6 teams left.
Like 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 4 legs left, 6 teams.
How are they going to do that?
I mean, if you look at the standings
they
right
could
now,
race 4 to the finale again.
It could be leg 9, 10, 11, and then 12's 3 teams. I mean, it fits perfectly.
Oh yeah, 3 teams race the final.
But you never know what they're going to pull. They could pull what they pulled in season 25 and our season in 26, where there's going to be 4 teams in the finale. It could also be 3 teams. You never know. But I think from here on out, it looks as if, besides a leg 11, if they do pull the twist again, it looks like every leg from here on out is going to be an elimination leg. Maybe not leg 11.
So let's talk moving forward from this episode. This week, season 28 cast was revealed. And I guess it's half and half with how the fans are feeling, I think, right at this point.
It is a, I don't know whether CBS is going to use this term or not, but it is a social media season. Season 28 is all social media racers from, popular YouTube stars, Vine stars, Instagrammers. I don't know. I like to think that I'm very versed in the world of social media, but I have heard of 0 of these racers on season 28.
I haven't either. There's a lot of people that are just like, I want normal people, blah, blah, blah. But to me, these are normal people. They're just people that have a big following on social media. And quite frankly, I think it's going to make... I care about the longevity of this show. I don't want this show to just get canceled next season. So I think this is an extra boost for more watchers to follow.
Kurt and I actually texted about this, where it is a very good idea. If Rochelle DeVille had 1 million Twitter followers, you're going to get a good portion of those Twitter followers watching you on The Amazing Race. But after you were either eliminated or the season's over, are they still going to tune into The Amazing Race?
But some of them probably will, and
I wouldn't.
They need to freshen up, though, and they need to get more people interested, and why not? I mean, okay, if each of these teams, let's say each team combined has 1 million followers, that's 12 million more people that are going to watch the show, at least for half of it or a quarter of it.
If everyone on their social
I think
media
the fans
watches.
should support this idea, though. I don't think change is a bad thing. Why not freshen it up a little bit? Obviously, they went back to the normal, platform of the race and casted pretty normal people. And I don't think it's the most exciting season ever.
I think it should be half and half. I honestly think if you have, like our season, you had half blind daters and you had half pre-existing couples. I think you should put the mix of the two together to get the dynamic. Like, if you have a full cast of YouTube stars, that's great. What's the diversity in that? There's 0 diversity in that.
They're all doing different things on social media, though.
But they're all in this bubble of social media.
There's dancers. You're going to still have a variety of casts like we have this season. The only difference is they all have a YouTube station or something else that they're famous on.
Well, Rochelle's going to watch the next season, and I'll probably watch the first episode and judge from there. I am not on board with the idea. Yeah.
I love the show no matter what, and I will support it, and I just think everyone needs to stop giving it shit and just enjoy it for what it is.
Even if it's bad?
And Tyler Oakley has 5 million followers for the win.
I don't know who he is. I'm not one of the 5 million. I heard he's from Michigan. I'm from Michigan. Rochelle's from Michigan. He has 5 million followers. I don't know who any of these people are. And I follow people on social media. I'm not against the idea. I just don't think every team needs to be that. I don't know.
All right. Another comment we have. You guys are awesome in the chat room tonight. Today's terrorism concerns me about the continuing of the Amazing Race.
That's true. That it's very when you have a reality show that travels around the world at a very fast pace, and today's acts of terrorism in Paris.
And they were just
in
when is
Paris.
the live stream for the next season?
The live stream starts on this Sunday night. So that is very true. You don't know what's going on in the world.
Maybe we should do a podcast after the live stream.
Maybe. We'll see. We shouldn't have said that on the air.
It's just a thought. I don't
But
know that.
possibly. But yeah, that's a very hard. That's a big question. A lot of things they don't show on The Amazing Race. Like when we got our clues and we had to fly to the next country, there was a long list of countries you couldn't fly through or connect through,
or etiquette in the countries. Traveling with the Amazing Race crew is probably one of the safest ways to travel around the world. They have one of the top security, what are they called? I don't even know the company.
I don't even know if I can say that.
But they have
an awesome security
team. But who knows what travel... this is right after this tragedy, so who knows what travel is going to be like internationally. Who knows if we'll even have them take off. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. But to the credit of The Amazing Race and Bertram and Elise, they have this thing. They know it inside and out. And, I mean, we were in Africa when the whole Ebola epidemic was breaking out, and we thought that would be the last place we were going to go. So I think they have in their minds, what's a safe place to travel, how to get there, how to work around it. And I do believe that the race, I think it will continue. There's just going to be a lot more precautions. And I think the further the race goes on, the more and more they're going to have to be cautious about where they go and how they conduct business. But I think it'll live on.
But our thoughts are definitely to everyone in Paris tonight.
It's crazy.
Very heartbreaking. Yeah. We have other people saying, does anyone else wonder how many people we would have recognized had CBS not told us? And I freaking completely agree with that because I would not recognize any one of those people.
No.
I
wouldn't know.
And then maybe they shouldn't have told us, so all these people are like, I'm not going to watch this season because there's people that people know.
I don't know. I like the idea of the social media.
I love Amazing Race fans, Amazing Race has some great fans, but there's a lot of fans that all they do is complain about anything they do. They move to Fridays. Oh no. There's the new twist of the blind dates. Oh no. Oh no, Justin's annoying. Oh, and every time they say they're not going to watch this season.
Well, you can't like everything.
I don't know.
You can't like everything.
There's just a lot of complainers out there, and I think you should just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, you should enjoy at least give it a shot. And that is what I said, is I'm not on board with the idea. In my mind, I do like the half and half, normal people and then social media people, but it's not going to be that. I have no role in casting The Amazing Race. But I'll at least watch the second episode.
It looks like I'll be doing the podcast alone next season for...
I'm not... No, maybe they could totally blow me away.
I think
they're used to being in front of a camera. So, but I mean, we'll just see.
I think we're going to have a lot of great personalities, people that are comfortable. Like, Mike and I were not... at least me personally, I was not comfortable in front of a camera. So I don't think a lot of moments, I was very shy and close off at a lot of moments, and I think these people are going to be rock stars at it. Like, Matt and Ashley had such great moments. It's just the type of personalities they are.
But were Matt and Ashley trying hard to get more followers by being...
Who knows if these people don't need followers. They know they're just going to come.
More followers can't.
I don't know. I like the other YouTube stars, I forget their names, but that were on the Amazing Race All-Stars, and Megan and Joey.
But if Megan and Joey were in season 28, would they get overshadowed by everyone else that's a YouTube star? We're going to get to this bridge on season 28. We're going to watch the live stream.
They're kind of
when they
lucky.
take off,
It would have been really nice if our cast was announced before we took off, so we didn't have to keep this horrible secret, or not horrible, but this secret that's so hard to contain.
A horrible secret.
No, it was hard to contain. Horrible.
It was a hard secret to not tell everyone about, but I mean, they're YouTube personalities. If you have 5 million followers on YouTube, people are going to know you're gone for whatever you do. But good luck to them, and hopefully they enjoy it and have an amazing time on the Amazing Race. Season 28 live streaming Sunday from Phil's Facebook page.
Yeah.
Not the Amazing Race Facebook page, but Phil's Facebook page.
Phil's, So is next week secure and we can talk about it?
From what I've heard.
We have a very special guest for all you awesome people in the chat room. 10 watching right now. Tune in next week. We have the winner of Amazing Race 26, Laura from Team SoCal in the house.
LP Bunny.
LP Bunny. She will be joining us for a special recap episode. Are we going to...
We don't know what's going on. We just sent out the text earlier. She said she's in. She has a computer. She can get right in, get a video with us, and we don't know if we're going to go at a normal time of 10:30. We might go a little bit later because she's pretty busy. But next Friday, we will have Laura Pearson, one half of Team SoCal, and one half
maybe an hour later,
the winners of the Amazing Race 26.
To hear her thoughts on all of this.
Yes, but more than likely next week we will not be recapping leg number 9 because, as I've said, she is very busy. She works as a producer on the Hallmark Channel, and her show films
later. I think she
later.
was like on Eat Entertainment Tonight. She's a busy girl, so...
Yeah, she will be joining us next Friday on the Pit Stop with Team Truck Stop Love. That's it for this week, this recap. I'm glad Rochelle's back so I don't have to look like a fool staring at the screen talking to myself. Thanks for joining me, babe.
You're welcome. See you later.
Make sure to subscribe down the Block Network. Click the subscribe button below, and we will see you next week on the Pit Stop with Team Truck Stop Love.